Welcome to the Tell Us Ellis podcast.
All right, it is Saturday morning, and Murph and I are going to jump on here. We just got finished recording. We're going to talk about the college football semifinals and how those games played out. IU is really good. IU is really good. Dominant. Just absolutely dominant good. Awesome time to be in Indiana right now. So really great job by IU. Congratulations to all the IU fans out there. Just unbelievable. Live it up, enjoy it. I've been following Penn State my whole life. The last national championship we had was 1986, and that's a long time ago. And I've been waiting for that to happen again. And to see IU go through this, it's just so special. So congratulations. Should be a really good final, Miami and Indiana. So Murph and I will talk about that sometime next week. But today we really wanted to focus on the playoffs, the NFL, and also talk about some of the head coaching vacancies that have come up. Really good time to do a podcast. Exciting weekend, NFL weekend. Let's get fired up for it, and let's jump into it. All right, Murph, we're back. Saturday morning.
What's
nice
up,
jersey.
buddy?
Nice jersey. What are you excited?
Big game tonight. You're going to find out how excited I am in a little bit when we talk about the Bears-Packers game.
That's fair.
Until Fairlife sponsors us, I take the ribbon off. See that?
That's good.
I don't sponsor anybody for free.
I should hide the Big B coffee here too.
Unless they want to join in. Unless they want to chip in.
And if sponsors are watching, we will take your phone
Fairlife,
calls.
Fairlife, if you were out there, yes,
yeah,
absolutely.
I'm just saying. While we want to focus on the NFL, which is exciting, kicks off today, the playoffs, we'd be remiss if we didn't touch on the two college football games really quick. Let's just talk first about Miami, Ole Miss. Kevin, I just heard you in my head that whole game saying you can't rely on field goals and win a game. And while both teams came out and scored a touchdown early, for Ole Miss, it was field goal after field goal after field goal until that last touchdown they scored. And I had it in my head. Murph said they've got to score touchdowns.
So I was watching a game with a bunch of guys, and they're football guys. They know what they're talking about. And we kept commenting on the dropped interceptions by Miami, if that was going to come back and haunt them. Yeah. And I totally expected it too. I got to say, I was thinking that this is going to come back to bite them.
Yeah. Yeah, there were a couple. I remember two distinctly that were right in the breadbasket, right? I mean, it was right there. It was a great game.
It was a great game. But the game starts off, and I told you how I felt about Carson Beck, and I'm wishy-washy. I'm about 50% on him. And what does he do on the first drive? He has number 10 wide open, throws it over the left shoulder towards the sideline while the middle of the field's wide open, and a safe wide open. Like there wasn't a safety over top. I mean, it was open, and it was a bad throw. Yeah. There's no doubt about it. And that would have been a touchdown.
Well, NFL coaches, I mean, they'll look at that stuff. They'll see those misses. We don't always see it on TV. If you look at his raw numbers, 23 out of 37, 268 yards, 2 touchdowns and an interception. You got to give him credit to lead him down on that touchdown drive at the end, which was really great.
Which he made some really nice throws.
He did. But good performance. Just looking at our picks, Kevin, I had Miami -3.5, and I hit that by the skin of my teeth.
How about it?
You had under 52.5, a miss, and the Ole Miss money line.
Oops. Well, keep in mind, there were 2 breakdowns in that game. 2 defensive breakdowns that led to 2 touchdowns. That's 14 points, and my under hits.
Yeah.
So I was in the game just like you won by the skin of your teeth. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I think both the over and the under, both Ole Miss with points, Miami, everything was in play that last minute. Everything was in play. So great game.
25 points in the fourth quarter was scored. So
the one thing I do want to say, and I'm sitting here telling you I'm not a Carson Beck fan. What does that drive do for him?
Yeah.
Heading into the Ole Miss game, the confidence builder. You said it, lead the team down there. I mean, he did it, and he had some great throws. And is that a light switch moment for him that gets him to that upper echelon and that it's going to take to compete against an Indiana? I say his base for it, it's there.
Yeah.
right? Miami should go into the game feeling good.
Yeah. Defensively, they gave up 398 yards, which was a lot more than they've given up on average, and a lot more than they've given up in the playoffs. But great game overall, exciting, fun to watch. The game that maybe wasn't as fun to watch unless you're an IU fan was IU Oregon last night. My goodness. So Kevin, you said, hey, I'd take them up to -11. You had some cushion there. You could have you could have gone up into the 30s and been okay. My goodness. I mean, they're just from the first pickoff of the game, which was incredible, and what looked like it was 95% IU fans, by the way.
It was.
Just a dominant performance again.
Yeah. Yeah. Can anybody touch them? I mean, we've said these words before, right? Who can beat them? Who can beat them? Blah, blah, blah. And then they end up getting beat. But who can beat them? Right? Like, they're that good.
They're that good.
Do you know what they did at the end of that game, Jamie?
What's that?
They had a punt block that they liked against Oregon. It's only good for Oregon. Oregon only has, they have a certain punt team, and they used it.
Yeah.
In the fourth.
I mean, that's Signetti.
Or the late third. I forget. Well, no, I think what it tells you is how well IU was prepared for that game.
Yeah.
They had a punt block that worked.
It's funny. I mentioned before that when Oregon played Penn State and Dan Lanning was on and he was like so comfortable in the moment, they interviewed him right before the game last night and he looked different. He just had a little bit of this, I don't know, overwhelm on him. I'm starting to wonder if Lanning is becoming the new James Franklin. I mean, if you look at the last two playoff losses, they've been by a total of over 50 points. They lost to Ohio State last year and then Indiana this year.
Well, let's not do that to Dan Lanning, the James Franklin moniker.
I love the guy. Yep.
I think everything's going to be fine. I think they ran into a buzzsaw. I think they had some dysfunction in the locker room, Oregon. I think those are things he's going to clean up. I think he is a high caliber guy. You know what I mean? I think he runs a program a certain way, and I think he's going to get back to that a little bit. I think the success and everything, the talk of the first round draft pick, the running back entering the portal, like they had some things going on in that locker room, and that's going to get fixed. So he comes out next year a little flat, then we'll start calling him Franklin. Till then, let's give the guy another year. I like him.
I love him. I think he's great. I did see some trolls on X this morning. It's unfortunate. Really quick, Mendoza, 17 of 20, 177 yards, 5 touchdown passes.
Yeah, in control the whole time. Never flinched. Now
No.
he had a couple of plays where he was keeping that ball out. I was thinking, remember that fumble in the first half? Like they got really fortunate. But so those are two things that he did wrong.
Yeah.
in a game. He's a machine. They have it going. They have it hitting on all cylinders. Do you know how hard it is to block a punt?
I don't. Tell me.
But they literally dominated every single facet of that game.
They really did.
Signetti shows he's human. I'm not worried about next game. I just want to go crack a beer. Like, I thought that was a great line.
That's, yeah.
The best part was after the game, Mendoza used collaborative and synergy, which I don't know has been used ever in a post-game interview.
I've heard you use those words before, Kevin.
Jeremy Stamen said, I heard you use collaborative and synergy twice. He's, what do you mean by that? And Mendoza goes, I don't even know what synergy means. The kid's funny, man. He could be, you know what he could be? He might have the talent to be a Peyton Manning.
Wow.
Have a little NFL career, but have a personality and a life outside of football. There might be more to this kid than we know, and he's just showing us little glimpses of it.
Good luck in Las Vegas. One more thing. This Charlie Becker kid.
I just got what you said. Good luck in Las Vegas.
This Charlie Becker kid who came out of nowhere, like I think his moment started during that Penn State game. I like this kid. He's a big receiver, tight end, catches everything.
Do you remember Amendola?
Yeah,
for the
Danny
Patriots.
Amendola. Yeah.
Fit a little bit of a niche for that offense. I
Yep.
think he 100% fits a little niche for that offense.
Yeah.
And he's having a heck of a run. So yeah, good
Yeah.
for him, man.
Good stuff.
That catch he made in the end zone was a big time catch.
It was a huge catch.
Yeah, big time.
All right, well, let's move on to the NFL. Before we get into the games today and tomorrow and Monday night? Yeah, Monday night.
Yeah, it's Monday night.
Let's just talk about kind of the coaching situation. So we knew that Brian Callahan at Tennessee and Dable with the Giants were let go early in the season, so we knew there were openings there. We get through the end of the games on Sunday, and all of a sudden names start coming out. I think the first one was Stefanski, was gone from Cleveland. Pete Carroll
Which surprised me.
I like Stefanski. He's never been given a quarterback.
Yeah, I didn't really agree with that. I don't know. So, it's not my team or anything, but I like him too. I don't know.
I'll tell you, he's going to get a job somewhere. I look at the Giants situation. If he goes to a Giants team, which has a lot of good pieces to it, I think he can do great things. So I like Stefanski. Pete Carroll, it feels like his time's kind of passed, right? I can't see him getting another head coaching gig. He's in his 70s. Now, he might have a desire to do that, but can't see him getting something else. Raheem Morris in Atlanta, that was one that I wasn't sure was going to happen.
That
Seems
one
like
surprised me as well, and it seemed a little knee-jerk.
Yeah.
I didn't like that one, and Stefanski.
Yeah, they cleaned house in Atlanta, not only Raheem Morris, but they got rid of their, I think, president of football operations. I mean, they tore the whole thing down.
So I'm trying to remember who I was talking with, because I got to give them credit. They harkened back to when Penix was drafted.
Okay.
And I guess there's video, and it was a little bit of a disconnect between the owner,
I remember
the head coach,
that.
not the head coach, I'm sorry, the owner and the Atlanta brass, that they took Penix after giving Cousins $100 million plus. Then Penix doesn't necessarily pan out. And I think, you make that choice. That's your bed. You're sleeping in it. You're gone.
Yeah, so rumors are that Matt Ryan's going to get more involved, or maybe that's official. I don't know.
And are we going to start to see this? Matt Ryan in Atlanta, big name, went to the Super Bowl. Heck, probably should have won a Super Bowl. But the Tom Brady thing in Vegas, are we going to start seeing these guys step in? You don't think Tom Brady had something to do with Pete Carroll getting yoked? You know what I mean?
I think
Tom Brady knows what a winning program looks like. And if you're the owner of the Raiders, Davis, and Tom Brady comes in and goes, that's not going to get it done, you cut bait.
I think if Chris Ballard in Indy, if they have another subpar season, it wouldn't shock me if they reached out to Peyton Manning and said, hey, do you want this gig? I think Peyton's been interested in a job like that, but he's been waiting because he's got kids, right? Who will probably be playing for one of the SEC teams.
His relationship with the Ursays was great too, wasn't it? I'll lean on you for that. I mean, I don't know that there was any riff. I mean,
no. He's always in town.
Is he still beloved? Is he still beloved?
He's always in town. They do the Ring of Honor every year. He comes into town. He will always be beloved in Indy. So just something to watch out for. But I agree, Kevin. I think we will see some of these moves more and more, just the way things are shaping up.
Do you know what I think? Do you know what I think it is? I think it's a buffer for the owner. Like, you bring Matt Ryan in, you can't yell at me too much.
Yeah.
Anything you say against me is now deflecting on Matt. So,
that's a good
we're
point.
making these decisions. We're making these decisions together. This is the Atlanta Falcons. We're all a unit. And now Matt Ryan's on it. Can you imagine Peyton Manning being on it? You want to go up to Peyton Manning and question his judgment in something in the NFL? I don't.
Well, we'll see what happens there. A couple other coaches, Jonathan Gannon with Arizona. I think you and I both felt like that was maybe going to happen. The big one, the big surprise, was John Harbaugh, right? And I think when we looked at that Steelers-Ravens game, there were questions whether the loser was going to be looking at a head coaching change.
Exactly. If the Steelers lose that game, is Tomlin the one we're surprised it got fired?
I know.
100%.
I mean, Harbaugh, 18 years in the NFL. He was the Ravens' third head coach, right? They had Ted Marchibroda when they came to Baltimore. then Billick, and then Harbaugh
Ted
for the last 18 years.
Marchibroda, I haven't heard that name in a long time.
Love Marchibroda. Love
I know.
Ted Marchibroda. What are your thoughts? I mean, he's gonna get a job. He's number A1 on most teams' list, right?
Here's my take on it. Like, John Harbaugh is a great football coach. It just ran its course in Baltimore.
Yeah.
That's it. There's nothing to it. And don't make it out to be a bigger deal than it isn't. John Harbaugh loves the Ravens. Ravens love John Harbaugh. There's going to be a great ceremony down the road. He goes into the hall. He'll go as a Raven. Everything's fine. It just ran its course. That's it. There's nothing else to it.
It happens in everyday life, right? I mean, everybody, you're in a job for a period of time, and
Jamie, you're high level corporate world, right? Like, you see this.
It runs its course.
It's turnover, and keep in mind, these guys are CEOs of big companies.
Yeah.
And if you're the owner, you want a different direction. That's it.
That's
Harbaugh
right.
has his direction. It's worked. And now it's just time to find a new voice. That's it. Nothing more to it.
Do you think there could be any changes at the quarterback there? Is this now time to say, okay, is Lamar our guy? Should we trade him somewhere? Should we get some value for him?
That is a really, really good question, because the next coach essentially is inheriting a Lamar Jackson.
That's right.
So I think your answer there, Jamie, will come in who they hire.
Yeah.
If it's an offensive-minded guy and he runs a certain type of offense, the writing might be on the wall that Lamar's not the guy.
Well, and there are a lot of teams that I think would be interested in Lamar. I mean, look at his body of work.
And keep in mind, as much as they say Harbaugh lost the locker room and all this, Harbaugh's a very loyal guy.
Yeah.
And was he unwilling to move on from Lamar? Maybe he was a stumbling block in some of this. Who knows?
Yeah. There was something weird there, though, definitely with Lamar, his injuries and just how they were treating it. I don't know. It'll be an interesting offseason for the Ravens. See what happens. The other one, Murph, was Mike McDaniel, who, it was weird. It looked like they were going to retain him, and then they let him go. And you kind of wonder if that was because they wanted to talk to Harbaugh. You and I talked about, is there an etiquette when it comes to interviewing coaches when you already have a coach in place? And I tried to do a little research on it. I didn't see a lot out there about it, but
when you and I were talking, I thought I remembered an NFL coach interviewed for a sitting coach's position. All this was revealed afterwards, and it just didn't sit well with anybody. It wasn't the organization looked bad. The coach that interviewed for the sitting coach's job looked bad. Like, nobody looked good in it.
It wasn't Wayne Fonts. It wasn't Wayne Fonts, was it? I'm sorry. I feel like I have to throw out Wayne Fonts now every podcast.
He always makes me laugh, and can't think of Thanksgiving without Wayne Fonts.
He would cry after every win.
Well,
there weren't a lot of tears shed, but
it was 3 times.
Yeah, right.
What else do I want to say? What were we talking about, Jamie?
Mike McDaniel and just and head coaching etiquette. Like, did they let McDaniel go because maybe they wanted to talk to a Harbaugh or something like that?
Not a bad place to retire to.
And not a bad team. They've got some pieces. They need to figure out the quarterback. But is that where, like, I see, and we don't know the inner workings of this, but if Harbaugh was a Lamar guy and Harbaugh goes to Miami, does Harbaugh want a Lamar in Miami? And what does that do to that team?
Interesting. Yeah.
So,
all interesting stuff. Go ahead, man.
No, I was just going to say the ones then that retained their jobs as of now, Aaron Glenn for the Jets, Tomlin with Pittsburgh, Todd Bowles in Tampa. I thought there was some questions there.
I am a big fan of Todd Bowles.
Well, and quite honestly, this is the first time he didn't win the division in how many years, so you've got to give him a pass. Zach Taylor in Cincinnati and then Shane Steichen in Indy. Those were the other ones that I kind of had on my list of possibilities, but feels like they're all either they've been named as being retained or it looks like they're going to retain him.
Stefanski gets fired and Aaron Glenn has a job. Riddle me that. Like, what is going on in New York? Figure that out.
Nuts.
It's a joke. Yeah,
absolutely
it's a joke.
Crazy.
Like,
or Murph, we've got we've got some really exciting games starting today at 4:30. You want to get into some picks?
Let's do it, buddy.
All right. I am going to go in the order of the games that are being played. And the first game today, which is probably has the potential to be the most lopsided game. The Rams are at Carolina. Carolina's getting 10.5. Over under is 46.5. I'll give you my pick first. I took the Rams minus the 10.5 for 300.
It's a big number for playoff football, right?
It's a big number for playoff football. And keep in mind, Carolina beat the Rams in Carolina several weeks ago.
And that was the game. That was the game I watched. It was very rainy.
Yes.
Very uncharacteristic Stafford interceptions, back-to-back possessions, very rare. And a pumped-up Carolina team that sort of used that as I think, a launching pad to finish the year strong.
100%. Yeah.
Now, I sort of like Carolina, but I also like the Rams. Like, part of me's rooting, likes Carolina. I don't know why. They're sort of like the little brother you sort of want to see do well.
Yeah.
I don't know.
By the way, you know what's funny? You said that was the launching pad for them, that Rams win, and I thought that too. Then I just looked at their schedule. So after that win, they lost to the Saints, they beat the Bucks, they lost to the Seahawks, they lost to the Bucks. It felt like that was a launching.
It felt like I'm winning. I would be very surprised. I would be surprised by that. I wasn't, you know what I mean?
I know. I agree.
It felt like they were on. Keep in mind, those are good teams they lost to.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. So, now I wouldn't have thought that. I'm going to go with the Rams.
All right. And how much? And by the way, you come into this week at $9,215 to my measly $7,490. My wife is ready to kick me out of the house. She's like, "What are you doing to our bankroll?" But we're gonna make some up this weekend.
I'm gonna take. Actually, Jamie, I am going to take the under.
Oh, making a change. So under 46.5.
Under. I'm going to go under 46.5, and I'm going to go 300 too. I don't like this game. I don't
that
know.
over-under's tough. There's a scenario where the Rams score close to 46.5 points themselves.
Which is a head-scratcher, right?
I know.
Which is a head-scratcher. You're sitting there. They fly all across the country. They got to play outdoors. It's raining here. I haven't looked at the weather there. But the Rams just did it.
Yeah.
They know the routine. You know,
I think I'm very high on the Rams, and I think they could be a Super Bowl team. Stafford, we didn't talk about MVP race. We'll have to talk about that on a future podcast. Big questions. Is it Stafford? Is it Drake May? If you look at Stafford's numbers, they're just sick. I mean, absolutely sick.
I think it's Stafford.
Yeah, I think so too. And I think those that vote for it are going to look at Stafford, his whole body of work and his career, and say, we got to give this guy the MVP. So Drake May's got many years to come.
Jamie, I'm gonna switch it up. I'm gonna go 300. I'm gonna go 300 under 300 Rams.
You're taking the Rams.
I want to do both. I want to do Rams and the
Got
under.
it. All right. This is our first parlay. All right. Let's go to your boys, the Pack. Green Bay at Chicago. Chicago's plus 1.5. You know, we got to look at the weather for this game because I'll tell you, out here it's windy and we're supposed to have rain change into snow.
They're definitely going to have snow in Chicago. It's 9 degrees real feel at game time and 39 to 45 mile an hour wind gusts.
Yeah. Yeah.
Should be a fun one to watch in the stands.
Love that. Yeah. Yeah. Well, Chicago's they've lost 2 in a row. Didn't look good last week. We talked about that. What are you thinking here? Chicago plus 1.5 at home, plus 1.5, 45.5 is the total.
I'm going to do 500 on the Packers.
Green Bay minus 1.5 for 500.
Cornered animal, horrible weather, opposing stadium, wind.
Yeah.
So my father used to always tell me, rain or snow is the great equalizer. It makes a fast team slow and a slow team fast. And so I know the Packers are banged up. I know I saw a meme with like love and bubble wrap coming out of the tunnel for the Packers. So like we got some things against us, but I think the Packers win. I just do.
I was going to I was going to go with Chicago. I'm changing my mind based on the weather. I'm going to go under the 45.5, and I'm going to put 500 on it.
The last time I watched a Packers game on a Saturday night playoff game, it may not have been the last time. I just remember it. It was at Lambeau Field. They were playing the Atlanta Falcons. Michael Vick was the quarterback and literally torched a Brett Favre Packer team. I never saw it coming. I thought the Packers, that was like Clay Matthews and everything at linebacker, AJ Hawk, I think. And
Yeah.
it was like, I just thought they were going to mitigate what Vic could do. And I was wrong.
Do you remember that playoff game a couple years ago? The 49ers went into Green Bay and it was snowing, and it may have been Aaron Rodgers last year. And the 49ers,
I don't remember it.
The 49ers knocked him out. So should be a really entertaining game, though.
Yeah. Yeah. I hope it's a different night. It should be a great one to watch on the sofa by a fire.
Yeah, I totally agree. So then tomorrow we've got Buffalo at Jacksonville. Jacksonville's getting 1.5 at home. Total's 51.5. I'll give you my pick here. And this is a tricky one. I'm taking Buffalo plus the 1.5, 400, saying that there is a scenario here where Jacksonville wins and wins pretty handily and makes Buffalo look a little old and slow.
I don't know. Going to be a great game. What a game to kick off Sunday. This is a jump ball for me in a lot of ways, and I'm gonna put 500 on the over.
Over 51.5 for 500.
It's a lot of points, and I could be out of that by the end of the first quarter if I don't get 10 points. If I don't get some type of movement, I do think they are going to go down swinging, though. You know what I mean? Like that. This is not going to be a lay down and give up game in any way. I mean, it's a stupid thing to say. They're never going to do that. But I think you're going to expend everything to get through this game. This is a huge first round game.
Any chance that if the Bills lose, that Sean McDermott, his job's on the line?
I don't know much about that.
I just look at it. They've never been able to get to that next level. Obviously, the Chiefs have. Cincinnati made it to the Super Bowl the one year. I don't know. Just something to think about, something to look at.
Well, I think if you're Buffalo and they lose first round,
yeah,
I think everything's on the table.
Yeah.
It's time. Like, it's time for them to start seeing the next, like you said, the next step. And they've always been right here.
Yeah.
How do we get to there?
So then the second game of tomorrow, San Francisco at Philadelphia. Philly is minus 4.5. The total is 44.5. And Philadelphia may be getting booed at home. I don't know, but their fans,
Would it surprise you? I saw a video of two idiots in a parking lot fighting. They both had a Saquon Barkley jersey on.
Well, that's Philly for you.
Well, that's what everybody says. It's just sort of like stupid. I don't get it, but
it's stupid. I will say they're the least exciting team when I watch football. Like I do not like watching Philly, and it's just, I don't know. It's just boring, but they're Super Bowl champions and they could repeat as Super Bowl champions, something that doesn't happen very often. Saying that, this is a tough matchup for them. San Francisco, another team that I think is a real Super Bowl contender.
Yeah. And Purdy, wow, seems to be dealing right now. You pick first.
All right. Well, I like San Francisco a lot. Take out the game last week against Seattle. I think they came in on a roll. I think they needed to rest a little bit. I'm taking San Francisco plus the 4.5 points, and I'm putting 300 on it.
I've had a gut feeling for a few weeks now that we are going to see a different Philly team come playoffs. I could be 100% wrong, but I just think there's so much there that they were holding things back, maybe, or pulling the reins back?
We
I don't know.
we talked about that.
I'm going to go 500 Eagles and lay the points.
Philly?
I'll be watching that game surrounded by my family of Eagle fanatics in my brother-in-law's basement.
Is that the Fly Eagle Fly Club?
No, York
Right.
Bird Gang's doing a
Yeah.
separate thing. When the Eagles, big Eagle events, I get torn. I either go to York Bird Gang, I go family functions. And we didn't have a family function for the other one, so we went to the Bird Gang. But we're getting together at my brother-in-law's house. We'll have a lot of fun, get there early, watch the games, and get ready for the Eagles game.
That's awesome. You know, this is a big game for Big Dom, too. Dom has to come through.
Yeah.
He needs
Dom
to come
has
through.
to come through.
All right, then tomorrow night, the Chargers are at New England. New England's -3.5. The total's 46.5.
I will take the Patriots for 500.
So I did the Patriots for 300.
I don't know why, Jamie. I just have never. I think the last time, I don't know when the last time was I looked at the Chargers and was like really into them. They're like a wishy-washy 50-50 team to me. I don't know, like the Chargers.
I agree. They had a lot of injuries on the offensive line this year. I don't like the matchup. New England at home. Drake May is really good. I see New England very clearly in my head in this game.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a game. And then that leaves us to Monday night, Houston at Pittsburgh. Last game of the first round, Pittsburgh at home is getting 3 points, and the total's 38.5. And I will tell you that
Excuse me.
that Baltimore game showed me something. I do think Aaron Rodgers has something left there, and he wants to prove something. I think Houston's defense hasn't been as good the last couple of weeks. So I think Pittsburgh, I'm not saying they score a lot of points on them, but I think they can score points. And I'm not certain how I feel about Houston's offense right now either. So I went Pittsburgh plus the 3 for 300.
I'm going to do Pittsburgh plus the 3, and I'm just going to stay with my 500 number.
You know, I thought
might
about
put you away this week.
Yeah, you probably will, or we might catch up
Or
to
we'll
each
be
other.
even.
Yeah,
Or Jen will be kicking me out of the house.
that's right. That's right. Well,
I think everything you said about Rodgers, I agree 100%.
Yeah.
And in my mind, like I always look at like angles and stuff as like
Yeah.
Packers win on the road Saturday night, and then Rodgers pulls out his little bag of tricks and gets a W. And now we got two teams, I don't know. I always think about storylines and stuff, but I'm with you on the Steeler thing. I like the Steelers.
I'm a little surprised they put that one on Monday night. That felt more like a Saturday afternoon game to me.
I think the Monday night game is right. I think they pretty much got it right.
Do you?
Like I think the 1 o'clock on Sunday is going to be great.
Yeah,
I think tonight's game's going to be great.
100%.
I'm not interested in Sunday night's game.
Yeah, but
I'm just
I
not.
don't even. Yeah, because it's the Chargers. They're just
Yeah.
boring.
So Monday was a chance, I guess, to give it its own spotlight, sort of. I don't know. There's probably reasons behind it, but I thought the scheduling worked out pretty well.
So I'm going to put you on the spot before we head out. If you had to pick a Super Bowl right now, who would you choose?
I'd have to say the Rams.
And who would they beat?
I thought you said winner.
No,
Can I tell you after Jacksonville and the Bills play?
no, I'm putting you on the spot right now.
Rams, Bills.
Rams, Bills.
Rams.
I'm with you. I think for some reason this is going to be a sneaky Buffalo team that actually gets there this time. NFC, I really like the Rams, 49ers, and Seattle. I think I'll say Seattle. Buffalo,
Really?
Seattle.
That's great.
I
That
would
would be a heck of a thing, wouldn't it? That would
I
be great,
I
actually.
would be surprised if it's not one of those three teams in the NFC.
I am down a little bit on San Francisco.
Yeah.
I liked your Seattle thing, and I like the Rams, but I'm a little down on the 49ers, so I wouldn't have put them in that group.
Well, we'll see what happens. Well, I'll ask you this question again next week when we're going to the divisional round. Murph, big day of football. You have
Hey,
a really
I wanted to say something.
yeah.
We're going to have a special guest. Harold Brister, who played for Signetti's father at IUP, would like to join us to talk about Signetti. Now, the son was around practice back then, so Harold's been around him.
Okay.
And knows the family. So it could be a little bit of an insight into what it was like to play for Signetti. And Harold himself was a very accomplished football player at IUP.
Yeah.
His team, which he was a starting cornerback for, played in Division II national championship, came up short. Probably one of the top 10 athletes I've ever been around.
I remember him in high school, super fast, right?
Yeah. He did nothing but work really, really hard to improve himself and got nothing but better, like at college. He really played very well.
The last time I think I saw or hung around with Harold Brister was after the Suburban, was it Eastern?
Yeah.
After you guys beat Eastern.
Yeah.
And John Whitman?
John Whitman was the running back. Yeah.
And you guys made that 4th down stop, and we went to Chet McQuaid's house and had a weekend of partying. So,
well, I guess we can say that now.
Yeah, we can say it. Nothing to hide here. I mean, we're human.
Statute of limitations is over. Yeah, we had a banger.
Now, kids.
Do you remember my brother Ben got us the beer?
Which time?
Ben went down to Murph's, came up to Chet's, and dropped it off.
That's such a great time. Well, that's really cool. So next week, we're going to have Harold Brister on, and we're going to get some Signetti insight. That's awesome. And look, if anybody listens to this and says, hey, I want to be part of this podcast because I have something to share, reach out to us. We want to include you. We would love to hear stories. This is all about relationships, friendships, and that's awesome. Well, Murph, you have a really good day. Good luck with your basketball game today. And then
thank you.
Enjoy football, and we'll be texting later.
All right, brother. Take care, man.
See you, buddy.
Bye.
All right, that's a wrap. Big thanks to Kevin Murphy for continuing to come on the show and provide insight and some humor, and love doing the show with him. Please make sure that you subscribe to our YouTube show. We put it on YouTube, all of our videos at Tell Us Ellis Media. Click the subscribe button, and then also give us a thumbs up on the podcast if you like it. And then certainly we're on Apple, we're on Spotify, and make sure that you subscribe to those as well. And if you have questions, or if you want to join the show or talk about the show, whatever, just email me, jamie@tellusellis.com. Really looking forward to a big day of football. Excited to, I thought that the Saturday game started at 1, but I must be wrong with that. I think they always start at 4:30. And I think tonight's game is super interesting. Green Bay, Chicago, potential for some weather and some wind. So really exciting times. Sit back and relax, watch football, and I will talk to you soon.